This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so hello. This is the workshop for the personal dashboard, and we'll essentially be using HTML, CSS to make our own dashboard and like display like actual live data. So yeah. So let's get into it. So the first thing you want to do is open. You have to open a few things. So let me share my screen. So you want to open, yeah, okay. So here's just a screen. So you want to open Replit, which is this. So if you search up repl.it, then want to open that. And then, so hold on 1 second. And then, can you guys still, so when you open REPL, it's gonna give you a second to get it open. Okay, so yeah, so when you open it, you want to create a new thing called HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So like it should be there. Just like if not, you create a REPL. Like you click new REPL in this corner, and then you create HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So when everyone has that done, just say yes in the thing so I don't move too fast for you guys. Does everyone have that done? Yeah, that's good. So, okay. So the next thing you want to do is open, and then, so the next thing you want to do is go to this thing called Dark Sky API. So I will send a link. Okay, so yeah, you want to go to Dark Sky, and then sign up for an account. So, oh wait, apparently they should. This did not happen yesterday. Okay, so you just type in Dark Sky API online. Yeah, I don't know what's happening because last night it was. This is weird. Huh. Hold on. You just give me a sec because last night it was accepting new signups. So. Okay, that's fine. So here, I'm just gonna send you guys my API key so that we can move forward. Oh wait, actually I can't. Okay. Huh. So okay. Let me just get a new weather API. Because dark sky worked last night. I don't know what's happening. Okay, it's fine. We just want to do weather then. All right, I'll get back to this one. So then, so instead of dark sky, because apparently they just got bought out or whatever, search up news API in a new browser. I can send the link if you want. Here, I'll just send it. Here, so search that up or click on the link. Tell me when you guys are all there so I'm not moving too fast. Okay, so I'm assuming you're all there. So click get API key, and then you have to sign up with this. So like, don't worry, I'll just create a new account because like 200 emails. So just to walk you guys through it. So I'm not gonna show you my password, but here's the password. So click I am an individual, and then reach terms. Click both. So now you got your API key. I'm going to cover mine up. Don't use my API, otherwise I'll get locked out. So don't do that. But yeah, so okay, so you get your API key, copy that, and then just like go back to your REPL and go back to your REPL and just like paste it somewhere just randomly. It'll give you an error, but like don't worry. Okay, and then the next thing we'll do is start by making it. So I already made mine, but I'll just walk you guys through it. So the first step is okay, so the first step is starting with the doctype.html at the top. You guys see that? So doctype.html, which means, or doctype HTML, just exactly like that. And then you want to, that like defines that you're using HTML on the file. And then I'm gonna zoom out. And then you want to do an HTML header so that it also knows that you're like going into the HTML class. And then now you want to make your header. So for the title of my dashboard, as you can see, what my dashboard does is just a live demo here. It makes this title my dashboard. So you can just do that. And then, yeah, so you can just make my title my dashboard. So you have easier, like, yeah. And then for the next one, this stuff is all like copy paste essentially because here, I'll just send you this. The reason this is all copy and paste is because it's just like general formatting and just like general like just like general HTML formatting. So usually you'll be given this. Like I'm pretty sure in a new REPL you'll be given this, but yeah. So your style sheet, you should like, so you'll get 3 files, and then yeah, just like use this stuff. So you don't even have to change the head. The only thing you need to add is this, and then for your style sheet, delete the like default 2 style sheets. So in this case, it would be you replace these 2 with that, and then I'll send that in the chat so that it's easier for you guys to access. Let me just open it. Yeah, so delete. So okay, copy that, the thing I just sent, and instead of the style sheets that they give, so instead of the like default 2 style sheets, I'll Command Z. So it should look like this when you open a new one. So I'll just walk you through it. So the title, change this to my dashboard. Okay, and then this one, I just sent the thing because I didn't want to like read it out. But yeah, just copy that, and then instead of these two lines, replace them with the new code. Okay, tell me when you guys are done with that so we can move on. Okay, is everyone done? Okay, cool. So yeah, you paste that in, and you're done with that. So then after you do that, the next thing you want to do is, here, I'll go back to my dashboard so you can see this easier. So then you want to create the body. So it already gave you a body. Don't delete this line because this will be important. But under that, you want to go, so we want to create a date, right? So let's say, hello, today is, and then span ID is quote date, and then slash with a slash span, obviously. So the way an HTML works is every slash, as you can see, right? So like you'll start with this, but then you have to do slash script, like that's the keyword. So that just indicates that like your function is done, and that's like a way to indicate it in HTML. We'll go over this more in detail like later on, but yeah. And then so after you finish that, the next thing you want to do is we're not doing the weather anymore. So then you want to create, and then you want to do HR. So the reason you do HR is because HR means horizontal, like it's like a horizontal barrier. So like if I go back to the one I made, then you can see, you can run it. Okay, but yeah, that's fine. So you can see how there's horizontal lines, so that's what the HR is. Yeah, and then this will be like a news dashboard, so it just teaches you how to work with APIs and stuff like that. So now we're at HR, right? So then you want to make this news kind of casting thing. So you do latest news. Okay. So then you want to end it so that like it knows that, okay, this isn't the heading, right? Like this is the heading, but it's over. Okay, and then the next thing you want to do is div equals ID, or div ID equals quote news. So the div is like, it essentially creates a section in your code that's like, okay, run these certain commands. So you'll see what div does now. Sorry, I just got a flash flood warning. It's raining a lot in your house. But yeah, so you don't need to put anything between here, and we'll go over why later when we start working with like the HTML and CSS file, the CSS and JS files. And then you want to give credit to the API. So you can put like powered by, and then H, and then href. Wait, are you guys like up to speed with me, or should I slow down? Tell me if it's like good, or I should keep. Tell me if you guys like in the chat. Tell me if I should slow down. Okay. Yeah, I will. So just, yeah, catch up to me and tell me when you're good. And then I'll go over and explain it again. Okay, is everyone else caught up? Because I'm pretty sure I'm going too fast. And like you guys say in the chat if you're caught up or not. That'd help. Okay, yeah. Take your time. Don't. Just tell me when you're caught up. Okay, cool. So it seems like everyone's done. So Howard, so okay. So just to go back over this, like the main portions are the body. I'm pretty sure that's where I lost everyone, but yeah, essentially it's not that complicated. So for this one, like hello today is also, you guys can practice running it if you just click run and you'll see it show up on the side, like your work. You'll see it show up on the side. Right now it doesn't look like much, but it's cool. So yeah, ahref, you want, so then yeah, you want to give credit to the news API. So go back to the page in which you had your like news API, copy that, and then it should say register/success. If it doesn't, just like, if it does, then like delete those two, and then say powered by news API. So this is useful because a lot of like big projects, at least I've worked on, have like, you have to credit like the people who made the API because like, you know, they put in the work for it. So yeah, definitely credit those people. So the next thing that you do is like so I'll just write it up. So script. Sorry, hold on, someone. Okay, so script source equals quote so yeah, and then you want to take, so here, yeah, so if you guys don't understand like what's happening, just tell me. So essentially I will copy this because this is more like, this is some stuff that like I kind of can't get into right now because like there's just tiny details, but like essentially the main purpose is like the second line where essentially it's like script type text JavaScript like index.js. On the index.js, that's like this file over here that you see me clicking on, which we will go over and write the function so that the news can display. But that's for, yeah. So then you want to just copy that code that I just sent because it's like just the nitty gritty of just random stuff. So yeah. But so you want to copy this code and then just tell me when you guys are paste it in the body tag. Yeah, paste it in the body tag. Let me move mine so I can. So just tell me when you guys are caught up and like it's pasted. Are you guys all caught up? Okay. Cool. So if you run it, then there shouldn't be much change. Yeah. Oh, can you show where to paste this? So yeah, paste this code. So like right under the powered by this, like right under that, paste the code. And then your body tag should come. Type done if you're done. Also, are these three people the only? Okay, cool. So then what you want to do is program your actual API to show up. So right now, all you have is like this, latest news, but like, what is it, right? Like, and then you're like powered by statement, like that's nothing, right? So what you want to do is program the functions. So let me go back to mine. So the first function you're going to program is the like date function, which is this like hello span ID date. So this is just a random function, right? But let's put context behind it. So go into your file that says script.js. So open up the file that says script.js, and then we can go from there. So it should be a blank file. How do you change font and color size? Go to your settings. Like there should be like 4 bars. Like I just click settings. Font size you can change. Theme you can change. Yeah. Oh, for the file, hold on now. So you should have 3 files: your index.html, your script.js, and then your style.css. Tell me if you have those 3. Do you guys have those 3? Yeah. Okay, cool. So go to your script.js, and then you want to do function load date. So do you guys, the way functions work is they're essentially like organized blocks of commands. So I'm just gonna, since I've already done this, I'm just gonna paste my old one in and then just walk you through it. So the way functions in JavaScript work is that, so this will load data, this will load the date. So this var current date, that's a variable, and then you store the like date from today, which is called new date, into that variable, if that makes sense. Okay, cool. So yeah, so sorry, wait, can you guys still see my screen? Can you guys still see my screen? Okay, so yeah, because like you keep saying screen sharing is paused or whatever, I don't know. So yeah, so essentially current date equals new date, and then so new date is just the date of today, and that's like a library in JavaScript. So essentially you use that, and then the reason, like, so then you make a date string so that you can add, because you can't add like an integer here, you can't add like you have to have a way to display it as words, although it's numbers. So that's why you create the date string, and you essentially put the date of today into a new string. This stuff is all like auxiliary, and it like just makes it look fancier. So like it's not really that necessary to go over. This just defines that like it's the date class. So yeah. Okay. And then the next thing you want to do is go back here. So yeah, so the next function we're gonna work on is trying to load the next function we're gonna work on is like loading the what yeah, so we're gonna load the news now. But yeah, so this like stuff we kind of have to skip though, the weather, because of the new API problem. But yeah, the weather and like the news are probably the same difficulty. So how does the weather function work? So I will copy it in and give you guys time to. Oh, okay. Go back to the date variable. Yeah. Do you want me to re-explain the date variable, or do you want me to? Yeah. I'm just placing them in so you can look at them. Do you want me to re-explain the date variable, or do you want me to just wait for you guys to type them back in? Tell me when you're ready. Yeah. Okay. Done. 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 Okay. So yeah. So let's go through the news API. So actually, yeah. So below, so the news API. So you create this thing called bar news, and essentially it stores this like API caller called news, so that like you can easily access it through index.html, and that's like what this is. So that's the whole ID news thing. Like you use that to do this, and that's like also used in the CSS style. So then you use your URL, and I don't want you guys to type this out, so I will copy this and give this to you guys. So there. Yeah, API key, and so yeah, like copy that URL, and then you know the API key that we just got like from the last thing. Yeah, if you guys, so then take that. Am I like, are you guys caught up? Tell me if you guys want me to slow down. Yeah, you're caught up. Okay, cool. So yeah, copy. You should just have this in, like for the news function. You should just have this in, the stuff I'm highlighting. That's all you should have. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Okay. Oh, the sign. Okay, so it's essentially a call. So you can use that, like, do you remember when we did the span ID date and like the span ID news? Here, I'll just send you a link that could probably describe it better, because it's like something that like it assigns an ID to the it assigns an ID to the like it assigns an ID to the like different variables. So like the way I can access this is because of the money sign and stuff like that. But I can send you a link if you want more detail on it, because probably explain it better than I can. But yeah, I'll do that after. Okay, so we're in that, right? So then you have the link in. Everyone has their link in, right? Say yeah in the comment. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay. So var API key, and then that's like pretty self-explanatory. So the key you want to use is the one you got. I don't know if I still have mine. Let me get mine. Yeah. So the API key you got, probably it should not be leaking this, but it does not matter. But yeah, the API key you got should just paste that in the quotes. So tell me when you guys are done with that. And then we'll go on to styling. Yeah. Okay. Is everyone good? Is everyone okay? Yeah, we'll have a workshop for websites later. So yeah, if everyone's good, so then we go to the .getJSON function, which is essentially a mapping function, and it maps so let me go back to my comments. So it maps yeah, it's a map method for the articles, like to call articles URLs and then the title. So this data function, this titles variable essentially uses the data from the URL plus the API key, which draws data from the news API, and it essentially gathers the titles of each article, which you'll see later. And then what you want to do is return the link to the article. So that's like if we go back to index.html, the ahref thing, it allows like a link to be pasted under the under like text. So if you do the like you get the article URL and then you return it with the ahref like tag, and then you use that to display the article title, and then you put an end tag. Does that make sense? I'll give you guys a second to type that in, and then we'll start seeing stuff happening. Okay, tell me when you guys are caught up. Tell me when you guys are caught up with this, and I'll continue on. Are you guys caught up? Okay. So after that, you do news.html, and then so the news.html, so you know that your news variable is this, right? And this is like, tagging like the JavaScript version of it. So news.html, and then what you do is you make a titles.join like, and then plus a break. So let me show you like what that means, because it's easier to just explain like that. So the break here is just like the lines between and just like, yeah. So yeah, the next thing is so the next thing is like fetching the news. So the reason you do this, right, is like you want to give them like a loading screen. So the news.text fetching news is what shows up when you do the like fetching news function. So tell me when you guys are caught up. So Jack, Joshua, are you guys caught up? Ben? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll slow down. It's fine. All right, you guys can take your time to call. No, take your time. Take your time. Yeah. And then we'll see. Just, I will be right. Yeah, I'll be right back. You guys can go. Just tell me when you guys. Okay, cool. Done? All right, cool. So the next thing is the method calls. So now you have these functions, but like technically they don't do anything, right? Because like, yeah, sure, you wrote them, but like you never called them. So you always have to call your functions for them to work. So the way you do that is, you see how they have parentheses? So like essentially it's just super simple. You just do load data and load news just at the bottom like that. Tell me when you guys are done. And then we'll move on to making it look pretty. Reading the article. So one last step, and then I'll teach you guys how to publish it and do more stuff. Okay. Done? Cool. All right, so now you have your blank style.css, right? If everyone should have like already created style.css, has a 3 symbol under it and it's under the script.js, right? Everyone has that? So in that, let me go back to mine so it's easier. But yeah, in that, you want to start off with your HTML. So what this does is it like allows for like a full, so each thing, if we go back to our index.html, you can see that this is the HTML tag. It ends right here, correct? So from here to here, you want to style something, right? So you do HTML and then with the bracket, and now you have to style it. So max width, we want it to be 50, which is just like the max width of the entire HTML screen, right? So you want it to be 50. The next parameter I wrote was margin 0 auto. So this essentially means that the margin, like this adjusts the margin. Do I know how to spell? And yeah, so you want, oh yeah, and okay, but yeah, don't forget your semicolons because noob did that. So yeah, margin auto, and then that like essentially creates a margin. And padding, I'll stop after I finish this one thing. So for padding, you want the sides to be essentially 10 pixels away. So you want your actual thing to like be 10 pixels away from the entire screen so that it doesn't like touch the screen completely. For fonts, you can play around with it if you want your own font, but the default ones were 3 different ones. So these 3, I will copy and paste them here so it's easier. But yeah, you can play around with your own ones if you want. So hope everyone's caught up. Does anyone have any like conceptual questions, like on how anything works, or like, no? Let's call this my dashboard. Everyone's caught up, right? Just waiting for other people. Cool. So yeah. The next thing we want to do is style the headers. So there's going to be 3. Do you call? Oh, do you call to the fonts later? Ladder. Okay. Oh yeah. So the 3 fonts. Yeah, good question. So it says font family. If you wanted to make it like font, then you would only have 1. You wouldn't have 3. But since it's a font family, we'll use like each font respectively. But yeah, you'll see them. So then you want to use H2, which is, so H1. So now like you look back at your HTML class to see what you want to style. So for H1, right, you know that H1 here, let me just run it. So so this is H1 and this would be H2, and then that hashtag news would come from the div ID, which is here. Okay, so which is like here. It doesn't exist right now because we haven't ran the API yet, but yeah. So yeah, you want font dash weight 300, and I'm gonna send a link to my code after that works. So yeah, so font weight 300 just means the font is thick and it's 300. So like the font is like the weight of 300 pixels. Yeah, and then yeah. So news. So then you want your news ID to, I hope, yeah, we're all caught up. If you're not, tell me. So this Yeah, you do use the fonts later. And then, so you want your news ID specifically to be font size, which is different from the weight because the weight shows the thickness, right? So you want that to be 1.5. And then you want the line height, or how tall the actual thing is, to be 1.5 also. Yeah, so we're gonna, oh, we have a reference here, so I'll fix that later. But then you want this to be, so the A is how the link will look. So if we go back to this one, right, at the end, you're gonna have a bunch of random links and they're all gonna look like this. So these are all, if I were to click open link in new tab, you get a Trump article, or like an article, right? So this is just how you want the links to appear like visually on the on your website. So then you go, so let me go back. So you want to design the links. So the way we designed it was this, which was, I'll just paste this because I don't need to write it, but yeah. So a cool thing about REPL is like you can change your color if you want, using a color selector, and then it shows you what color you have. I will just copy this and send this to you guys. So the border, so the text decoration, well, we obviously put none, so it doesn't matter. The color is the color of the text. The border bottom, sorry, would be, in this case, you see how the bottom is red, so that's the border bottom. And then in this case, it would be solid, which means that it's like a solid straight back line instead of like a dashed line or like a box line or anything like that. It's 2 pixels wide, and the color is red. And I just sent it. It's like a specific type of red. And then the next thing, okay. So yeah, the next thing you want to do is hover. So what the hover does is like, here, I'll just show you. So if I hover over it, you see how it becomes italic, right? So that's just like if you hover over a link, this happens. So it becomes italic. So you want to do that. So this is just like a basis, right? Like if I could just change all of these. So like if I wanted this to be, I don't know, what are some good colors? Let me use a color selector, hold on. So yeah. Let's just say I wanted the text to be red, right? So now the text would be red. Here, let me just run it on this one. So yeah, let's say I wanted the text to be like red. And then so if I ran it, then it comes and it's red. So yeah, there's just like different things that you could play around with. And yeah, but if let me change this back. Okay, so now it's black. It's just different ways to run RGB. Are you guys like caught up with me? Or tell me if I'm going too fast, or just slow down. Are you guys all caught up? I don't see it. Okay. Yes, no, maybe. So all right, cool. Okay, so yeah, it should be like that. And then so now you styled your thing. So if you run it, it should work. Mine is working fine. So if it doesn't, just tell me and I can, we can walk through an error together. Just cool. But yeah, it should look something like this. Tell me if your guys isn't working, but it should bring you the latest news. Is your guys working? It is? Cool. Or that's probably less than this. You have an error. Okay, that's bad. Let me see. What does your error say? Mine doesn't bring the latest news. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so is your error something like a reference error or something? Because I think I'm getting one on my old one too. That's really weird. Let me check it. So, chances are it's a typo, but let me see. Where are you guys getting? What's your error say? Unexpected token 1342. So, okay, so, yeah. So, okay. What's load data? Oh, that just means you spelled date wrong. Jack, your reference error is that it says load data. So you said load data, but it's actually load date, like with an E. So I think that's where you went wrong. The call should look like that. Yeah, maybe try fixing that. And then so lost track of semicolon and bracket somewhere. So yeah, unexpected token at 1342. So at 1342, that means you probably don't have a semicolon there. So put a semicolon there. Just make sure everything's good. Do you guys want my code now so you can look through it, or do you want it after? And do you just want to work on errors? Okay. Now? Okay, cool. So I'm going to share a link to my code. Mine is working fine, so let me share a link. That's being weird. Hold on, give me a sec. My thing's bugging out because that's really weird because mine is working fine, but I don't know why it's doing that. Let me see. So did you guys send all your error messages? Because I can look. So not defined. Here. Oh, it was being really weird. Okay, yeah. So I just sent the link to my code. Feel free to look at it. So for your guys' errors, so you have a reference error. Let me take a look. So 7-3. Oh, don't worry about the load here. I'll just delete the load method function. Because our weather function kind of got deleted, so that's fine. Okay, so do you guys see my code? I sent you my code, so it should work now. Okay, script.js load data. So okay, so lines. So the way like you read errors is like if it's a script.js and then it's like 7, :3, you want to look at line 7, and then what the :3 means is the third position in the line. So it's probably not something there, but let me take a look. I just commented this. Okay, so yeah. Are you guys all looking at my code? So if I were to comment that out, let's try to. Did you guys figure out, Jack, did you figure out your error? And also, Josh and Jack, did you figure out your error? Yeah. No, I didn't. Can I have a link to your code? Maybe I can take a look. Nope. Okay. Yeah, let me take a look at your code. Cool. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Okay. So Joshua, Josh, what was your error saying? Here, let me just look. Run reference date. That's weird. Okay. Oh, so Josh, do you see my screen? So Josh, you see, yeah. Okay, so you see my screen, right? So this is your code, but I just copied it to a new thing. So you forgot to add the date string. The reason this is important is because you have text that just like randomly stays there. So in my class, it's a date string. I think that should solve it though. It should say text.dateString. Or look, it should read like this. Sorry, I just accidentally deleted it. But remember to put your semicolon. Do you see it? Does it work? Try that. It works? That's weird. I think you forgot it. Okay, let me check out Jack's in the meantime while you say. Wait, so let me check out Jack's error. Jack, what is your error again? Check. Okay. Ben, I'd look at your API key. Did you paste in your API? I sent you guys my code, so make sure that you have everything. I can resend it here. Alright, let me just resend it. Hold on, my chat isn't allowing me to do anything. Okay, so it seems that you and Josh have the same error. You guys should take a look, or Ben, take a look at my code, because that's displaying the news. So, I don't know. Okay, cool. Okay, so sorry about that. My computer just crashed, and yeah, but don't worry, it's here. So I'm gonna resend this in the chat. So you guys can see it. Okay, so does everyone, so what are the errors we have? So Jack, Serena, Serene, or yeah, is yours working? Or type in HTML code to propagate? Yes, it may be, yeah, it's possible, yeah, definitely. But try looking in the JS code first. If you need to copy stuff from my code, please feel free to. My code works fine, so I don't know. Is Ben, is your code, yeah, Serene, is your code working? Or did you program it? Yes, it is. So can you see the news and stuff? Can you see like news and stuff? So like, does it look something like this? Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so it should look something like this if it's working correct. If it's, let me look at like, okay, Joshua, did you figure yours out? Maybe using mine. Tell me when. Okay. I would try fixing the difference in the HTML code. I'm going to take a look at your code. Can you wait? Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Here. So this is your guys's. So I found Jack's. Okay. So we'll do some error fixing on Jack's on live if that's okay, because yeah, I just want to show you guys how to work through errors. So essentially, if you run code, this one. Oh, found it. Maybe that's it. So you need the hashtag. It's one. Maybe that might fix it because it's something in the, no. So it's something here. Oh, is the screen frozen? Okay. Can you see it now? Maybe. Okay. Huh, that's weird. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, so try. Yeah, so that should work. You guys see me typing? Okay, cool. So, how do you comment in HTML? Okay, so commenting in HTML is, so for like multi-lines, for multi-lines, it looks like this. And then, yeah, it should look something like this. I just sent it in chat. You guys get it? Are you guys getting my chat messages? It's being really weird right now. Oh, no? Should look something like that. My screen is being weird too. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me see if it's just like not typing. Should look here. Wait, hold on. What's the wait? Okay, you guys can still see my screen, right? Because you guys can still see my screen. Stop sharing. What? Okay. Wait, it stopped? Oh, okay. Let me bring it back. Hold on. Okay. So, here. Let me try this. Okay. Okay. Here. There we go. Right? I can see it. Can you guys see it? Yeah, cool. All right. Sorry about this, but here is the chat working. I'm just gonna type it. That's how a comment looks, by the way. Okay, so I think you guys should figure this out. I think okay, yeah, I'm just gonna move on from errors and to show you how like you can run it, because you guys should definitely try working on error analysis, because that's gonna be a main portion of this hackathon. But definitely like even when I run your code, the news doesn't come up. That's weird. Try inputting your own API. So Ben, your code works, but your API key doesn't work. So I don't know if you were here when we did the API, or maybe that's it or whatever, but like I think definitely try screwing around with the API, because the code works fine, meaning that the only reason you can't see the news is because of the API. So definitely work around with the index.js file. I would say work around this portion, and that's where you're gonna find your error. I don't want to spend too much time on error analysis because that's like a whole new topic. But yeah, I'll send you. You guys can like screw around with my code if you really want to fix it. But yeah, and then so the way you publish it, like I'm gonna teach you how to publish it so that you guys can have an easier time publishing it in the actual thing. So like yeah, so the way you publish it is you go, or like the way you see it run is like you click on your REPL, like in this corner, you'll see like a open a new tab for thing. I just zoomed into it. You click that, and then in a new tab, you'll see, at least my thing is going to run. It's just taking a while because the stream and other stuff, but yeah, and my computer kind of just died. So, but yeah, I hope that was useful. If you have any other questions, like generally, please ask. Like, the main concepts of JS are like what we just taught, but like the other stuff, you know, like how your stuff wasn't working, that's like just general error stuff. So it's definitely worth looking into how to fix that, and this is definitely good practice. All right. Are there any other like conceptual questions that I can answer, like programming questions, questions about the hackathon, anything else? Where's the updated schedule? It is on the website. Do you want a link? Yeah. So we'll have 2 more workshops today. Okay, so we'll have another workshop in 30 minutes. So I will see you guys then. Goodbye. Yeah, no problem. I hope you guys fix these errors, and if you need any help, always ask me. So yeah, I'm gonna end the meeting now though. Goodbye. Yeah, no problem.